geological timescale spans over 4 billion years. Life first emerged 3.7 billion years ago. The first modern humans only appeared 300,000 years ago. A great many wonderful and beautiful creatures have lived on this planet we call home. Howdy, and welcome back to Tom's Dino Show and Tractor Supply Co. Today, we're going to the late Jurassic period, or about 230 million years ago, to visit a wonderful dinosaur called Herrerasaurus. So, I know I mentioned that the Jurassic period is the age of the dinosaur at the end of the last video. That's like kinda true. Technically, synapses like Lustrosaurus and other reptile clades ruled the earth for most of the Jurassic period. Dinosaurs didn't appear until the later part of the Jurassic, or about 240 million years ago-ish. Most dinosaurs remain small when it becomes a large creatures until the Jurassic period. But anyway, the world is very different than the one you know today. Much has changed since the end of the Permian period. Pangea still exists, but it's starting to crack apart. We've entered into a period of cooling. Ferns, trees, conifers are doing great. Plankton has evolved secondary endosymbiotic, so that's cool. Speaking of the ocean, modern coral first appears in the early Jurassic. Coal returns during the middle and late Jurassic. There isn't any known coal deposits from the early Jurassic. This is known as the coal gap. It isn't known why coal stopped forming during this period, but there are a few theories from volcanic eruptions to wetland destruction. While early bugs have been around for a long time, even before the Permian period, many modern bug types begin to appear in the middle Triassic period. But things like grass, flowers, fruits still aren't around and won't be for some time. We're headed to early Argentina. South America is still part of Pangea, so you might not be able to make it out just yet. But let's go meet this Herrerasaurus. We learned a few things from our encounter with Dimetrodon. The value of having expendable interns when you're getting chased. Since we don't have an intern anymore, we set up some game trail cameras to catch Herrerasaurus. After a few days of waiting, we caught this solo Herrerasaurus stalking around this low river. This Herrerasaurus looks a bit skinny, might be a little underweight. It's the end of the dry season and food might be more plentiful soon. Herrerasaurus might look like T-Rex or a raptor, but they weren't super closely related. T-Rex, like all large two-legged predator dinosaurs, are theropods. Herrerasaurus is a dinosaur, but not a theropod. Herrerasaurus is a member of the Herrerasauridae. They don't survive the Jurassic extinction, unlike early theropods. Alright, now that Herrerasaurus is taking a nap, we've been able to set up a hideout filmer to get a closer look at him. We got it set up just in time as Herrerasaurus is just waking up. Look at the size of him. That's something I would want chasing after me. I think he spotted something. I can't believe we caught this on film, and it's not a panicking intern. Looks like our friend might have found himself a well-earned meal in a Chromogesaurus. Chromogesaurus was a very early herbivore that wasn't discovered until 2010. Interestingly, Herrerasaurus doesn't seem to be interested in filling his belly. Looks like Herrerasaurus is calling out to a mate or to their young. We may never know who Herrerasaurus is calling out to though, as there's no reply. So now that we're back and safe, let's talk a little bit more about who Herrerasaurus was. Herrerasaurus' name means Herrera's lizard, and is named after a rancher who first found Herrerasaurus in 1958. Herrerasaurus was somewhat of a controversial dinosaur for many years, as the first specimen was not a complete skeleton. Scientists didn't know what to classify Herrerasaurus as. Through the usage of modern simulation software, we've been able to capture what this might have looked like. No, you're wrong. 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 This went on for roughly 30 years until a full skeleton was found and Herrerasaurus was classified as a member of the Herrerasauridae, although the debate is still going on today, as some paleontologists believe Herrerasaurus to be a theropod. Theropods are the clade that raptors and T-Rex belong to. You'll notice many early dinosaurs are controversial, as they don't fit well into categories based on later dinosaurs. It's almost as though early dinosaurs are going through an evolutionary transitionary period, allowing them to have incomplete characteristics seen in later, more evolved dinosaurs. Anyway, Herrerasaurus lives besides many different creatures, such as Samwanosaurus. Samwanosaurus is a member of the Herrerasauri genus. Samwanosaurus lived at the same time and location as Herrerasaurus, but was a bit smaller. Herrerasaurus and Samwanosaurus are very similar and very closely related. Another dinosaur Herrerasaurus lived beside was Eoraptor. Despite its name Eoraptor, it's not a raptor, but a very early theropod. Or maybe it's not a theropod. It's controversial. I've grown a bit wary of talking about controversial dinosaurs. Let's talk about Coelophysis, who we don't know enough about to have controversies over. As you can see in the picture, the white part of the bones is what we've actually discovered of this dinosaur. The rest is just an educated guess. Wait, never mind. This dinosaur's placement is also controversial. Alright, no more dinosaurs. Let's talk about Hyprodepeion. Hyprodepeion is one of the most widespread and well-understood rhynchosaurs. Rhynchosaurs were an extinct clade of reptiles that were related to both dinosaurs and crocodiles. All of them were herbivores, meaning they ate plants. They may have looked like this, which is an evolutionary choice, which I respect them for having such a bold statement on how animals should look. Moving on, Herrerasaurus lived alongside another creature called Protosampsa. Protosampsa was a crocodile-like creature with a long, slender body, 4 legs, and a strong jaw. Protosampsa probably filled the same niche or role in nature as the modern crocodile does, but they aren't closely related. Protosampsa is controversial in what clade they're part of. Now we're heading about 210 million years ago, or a little before the Jurassic period. We're still in the Jurassic period, but we're at the tail end of it. We're going to see a wonderful dinosaur called Coelophysis. Coelophysis is an interesting dinosaur as they are one of the first theropods. Theropods are one of the main branches of Saurischian. Theropods are identified by having hollow bones and 3 toes. That makes humans 2 toes better than them, and we also have thumbs. Theropod actually means beast foot in Latin. Saurischian is the unordered clade theropods are a member of. Saurischians are named after the shape of their hips. Saurischian means reptile hip. This is because they are the only reptiles with reptile hips. Or something. I just made that up. So to wrap this all up, Coelophysis genus is Coelophysis. Coelophysis family is Coelophysae. Coelophysis unordered clade is Theropodia. Coelophysis other unordered clade is Saurischian. Coelophysis actual clade is Dinosauria. Humankind invented the division of animals to help keep things simple and organized. Now let's see how they rank Coelophysis. The top of the hip or the ilium is Saurischian shaped. The hip socket or the acetabulum is located in the center of the hip. The pubis is a long forward-facing bone. The ischium is a long, thin, rear-facing bone. And that's the hip of a Saurischian. Coelophysis actually means hollow form after its hollow vertebrae, and if we look at their toes, they have 1, 2, and 3 toes, and that's how many toes it takes to get ranked as a theropod. Anyway, Coelophysis lived all over the world from about 215 to 208 million years ago, but we're headed to a very special location at a very special time. We're headed to early North America, United States, New Mexico, to a place called Ghost Ranch. 210 million years ago, this place was called We Are Alive and Not Ghost Ranch. Things have really changed since then. Let's dive on in. We've come back to this specific time. This area should be a swampy river delta, but due to the drought, this area has gone quite dry. My earlier experiments with climate manipulation had probably nothing to do with this drought. We don't know if Coelophysis hunted in packs, but it's possible based on the fossil record. Coelophysis probably hunted animals smaller than itself, as its hands and mouths are very well suited for grabbing small, nimble creatures. But these Coelophysis don't know as the rain is about to return. They're going to be hit with a little South Texas special, a flash flood. Flash floods are very dangerous and should not be taken lightly. We don't know exactly what happened, but almost 1,000 Coelophysis remains have been found here. This makes Coelophysis one of the most well-studied and complete dinosaurs we have discovered to date. We think that the Coelophysis were all buried together at the same time, as we have the skeletons from many different ages all dated to roughly the same time. It's possible the Coelophysis were here to feed or something else. Also, Coelophysis was taken to space in 1998 on the Space Shuttle Endeavour. It was the second dinosaur to go to space. The first privately funded and privately manned spaceflight would occur on June 21st, 2004. But just as in my last video, the Triassic era is coming to an end. The Triassic extinction begins about 201 million years ago, or just before the Jurassic period. Many animals will not survive what is to come, but the dinosaurs do. The Jurassic period will bring us many wonderful creatures, from the flying Dimorphodon to the massive Allosaurus, and I can't wait to see all of them. I'll see you on the next one.